Cottage gardens are an absolutely beautiful garden style to want to achieve at home, but because there's not very many rules to it, it can be a little tricky to implement this and get it right at home. So I'm going to give you a lot of tips and tricks in this video. Cottage gardens are actually offspring of traditional style gardens. I like to call them the unruly offspring because while they do have a lot of similar elements, if you pulled all the plants away from it, you'd see similar hardscaping and things like that. But in general, they are a lot more unruly and a lot less manicured than a traditional garden style with the plantings. In cottage gardens, plants have a tendency to spill over lawns and paths, creating a softer edge along all of that hardscaping that you typically see in a traditional style garden. But if you were to look at the design without any plants at all, you'd see those same lines that you'd see in traditional style. That's why it's pretty much the same style, but I feel like the plantings are very different, which is why I kind of classify them differently. The key to getting a cottage garden style at home is to fill the garden beds with plants that you love. These aren't exotic or rare plants. They're very common plants, and the trick is to mix flowers with different types of medicinals, herbs, edible plants, all in one go. So you plant them all together instead of having a separate veggie garden and a separate ornamental flower garden. You kind of just mix and match them all together to create kind of a beautiful mess. Plants in a cottage garden are also very tightly planted, so there's not a lot of ground space. The spacing is very tight, so all you cram planters like me are gonna love this style. I think the biggest thing to think about with cottage garden style planting and cottage garden style in general is that it is of the heart, of the hearth, and of the home. So it's a very personal garden style, and that's what I really love about it, is that your own personality can really shine through in a cottage garden, and you can make it really unique to who you are and add a lot of personal touches to it. My name is Amy, and I help home gardeners design landscapes that are uniquely you through courses, books, and lots of information on this YouTube channel and on my website. And if you're looking to design a 4-season landscape that's uniquely you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and also check out all of the links to resources I have in the description below. So let's go into some tips for achieving that cottage style garden at home. The first is to avoid straight lines. You should always kind of have curves and asymmetry, and try not to make things too matchy-matchy or balanced in a cottage garden. And that's really going to give the look of things that were gathered over time or that you just placed as you found them. So even if you don't do that, you can get that look by not being too matchy-matchy or too symmetrical. So don't put one tree here and then match the tree over here. That's more of a traditional style. You want to be a little bit looser, no straight lines, no sharp edges in the design. The thing that I really love about cottage style gardens is that the plants are very informally placed and there's not a lot of spacing between the plants. So any of you cram planters out there like me, you're gonna love cottage garden style, but try to plant in drifts or groupings of plants, but don't line them up, if that makes sense. So you still want that repetition of color and interest, but you don't want it to look like rows of plants. So kind of put them together, make like groupings of plants, but don't leave a lot of space. Don't follow the instructions on the planting card when you get the plant. Plant them a little bit closer than you would typically do in a traditional or a modern style garden, and you'll be on your way to having that beautiful cottage style look in your planting. You'll also want to use a lot more natural style materials, so try to stay away from things that are more man-made or at least man-made looking. So you want to go for things like flagstones or reclaimed brick, something that was old and you kind of reused and stuck into your cottage garden is good. I like to think about hardscaping for garden styles on a sliding scale, and the cottage style falls closer to the lumpy and bumpy area, but not as far off as naturalistic style gardens. So you can use different materials than naturalistic. You can use something that's man-made that's maybe weathered a bit or that you personally weather. I like to do this with brick. I'll buy the brick pavers and then I'll kind of beat them up and crack them myself and place them in just to fill in areas. If I can't get my hands on enough reclaimed items, I can kind of add to it with that. Another thing that's really easy is using mulch or wood chip for pathways. This can really add to that cottage style look, and it's really inexpensive. You just have to kind of replenish the mulch or the wood chips every year or so, and you have a beautiful pathway that is very cottage style. I think the plants that you use in a cottage style garden are what make it the most absolute fun of anything else. But the thing about cottage style plants is that they're not rare or exotic plants. They're usually very common, easy to grow, self-seeders, and just the staple plants that you would think of when you think of a cottage garden: roses, hydrangeas, tulips, and also incorporating different types of plants, not just flowering plants, but edibles and medicinals, and don't forget about scent, and just incorporating all these different features into your garden using very common plants and not going overboard and not making it look too designed is the key here. So as far as color goes, you can use quite a bit of color in a cottage style garden. Again, on that sliding scale, it's a little bit less color than a naturalistic style, which would just, color isn't really even a consideration. But cottage gardens, you want them to look wild and free, but you also don't want them to look as wild as naturalistic, so it has to kind of follow a color palette. I think this style can be really difficult to achieve at home because there's not a lot of rules to it. So what I usually tell people is to use a defined color palette before you start, and when you are choosing your plants, if you're staying within this color palette, you have a lot more freedom as far as how many plants you choose and where you put them, because they're all going to go together because of that color. So I'm not saying that cottage gardens can't have tons and tons of color. I just think that if you're new to gardening or if you're not really experienced in design, it would be a lot easier if you do choose that color palette and stick to it, and you can get a really beautiful result that way, where if you're using all of the colors, you might kind of fumble and things might look a little messy and clashy sometimes. I just wanted to point out that everybody should have their own unique garden, so you can obviously mix the different garden styles together to create something that is unique to you. So let your imagination run wild and don't feel too constrained about it. Try not to do too much too fast. So take hardscaping elements from one and maybe colors and the amount of plants you use from another, and just try combining two. You can always add to it later, but don't go too crazy in the beginning until you get the hang of it. If you liked this video, I'd love for you to check out my garden style mood board workshop, where I'll take you through a process that I use to build upon the different garden styles and then make it completely unique to your own personality and your own functions that you need in your garden. So definitely check out that workshop. I'll leave a link to that in the description below, and you can also check out all of the different garden style videos I have on this channel by clicking on the playlist that's right here. I'll see you over in the next video.